Hey, what's up, y'all? So yeah, man, I had this dream this morning. I woke up around 4 o'clock this morning. So when I went back to sleep, I had this dream where I was flying. I was flying different places. Like I was in a school setting, and so I was like flying around different places and stuff in the school. And I seen one of my friends, Harrison Alexander. He was there, at the school, attending the same school. We were walking around because the bell had rung, so you know what I'm saying. We got out of class, so we were walking the hallway at the time, waiting for our next class or whatever. So while we were waiting or walking around trying to get to our next class, like I was flying, walking down the hallways and stuff, and I was flying. And different stuff, like I was floating, it was noticeable floating though. It wasn't like barely feet off the ground or anything like that. It was like I was, you could see that I was floating off the ground, like you could see that I was flying. But I didn't know. I know, but I didn't know if other people could see. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when I'm flying, people can't see, or whatever, or hovering or flying. So I'm flying, and then I asked Harrison Alexander, one of my good friends, I've been knowing for years, went to school with them. Actually, one of the first people I met before I went to my high school, became friends with. We played basketball together and stuff. Cool, real good guy. So I'm walking around with him, and I'm floating and flying and stuff, flying forward, and I'm like, hey, bro, I was like, hey, do you see me? I was like, do you see me flying? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I can see you. He was like, yeah, I can see you. See you flying and everything. So we kept flying, and then I just kept like asking him, can you see me flying? Like I would fly forward. I had control over it. Like I really could fly. Like I could fly, hover up if I wanted to. And then I could fly forward, like Superman style if I wanted to. Or Neo style, whatever, fly forward if I needed to. So he was like, yeah, I can see you. And so then the bell rang. Oh, also I seen another guy too. Ronald Brown. So I seen him and I was like, hey, Ronald Brown. I was like, hey, cause he was sitting by the locker. He was just sitting by a locker. And I was like floating and stuff. And I was like, hey, can you see me? I was like, can you see me flying? And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I can see you. I was like, I can see you flying. He's like, yeah. And so then, so I kept going or whatever. Then the bell rang, and I was saying to Harrison Alexander, I was telling him, hey, can you take a picture of me real quick, while I'm flying? But the bell had rung, so class was supposed to start. So he was like, class was starting, and so he was like, no, because he was like, I guess he had to hurry up and get to his class or whatever. So he was like, no, I'm not able to, no, I can't do that. I was like, dang, man, I want somebody to have some proof, I want somebody to take a picture so they can, have proof that I'm flying like this, And but I was like, dang, he don't want to, he can't take the picture or whatever, don't want to, whatever, or he got to get to class. You got to respect that. So then I kept going, kept flying, went to this one place like where it was like an intersection, and it was all this stuff was pretty much daytime like settings. So I was flying, so I flew up. I came to this like section where it was an intersection, like I say. So it's big trucks and cars and all that kind of stuff. So if I can't fly right, I'm gonna end up getting hit by one of these big 18-wheelers and stuff like that. But I charged myself up to where I could fly over them. And then also, I was looking for my class. So the bell had rung, so I was looking for my classes. And they were like, it was like different buildings. It was a mall. It was different stuff that I was like, going. It was classes and stuff, but it was also a mall in there and different stuff. So I'm trying to walk around, and my class was like the 200s, 238. You know, like you got the numbers, the room numbers to the classes. So mine was, one of them was like, the next one was like 238 or something like that. It was in the twos. So I was trying to fly around and find that class. You know, just flying, like I said, kept flying around different places trying to find my class. It was a little bit hard to find though, but I was headed in the right direction. I was like, okay, here go the sections of the ones. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, if I keep going, but it was so many buildings, and you know, it wasn't like so much in order. So I had to like, and then I looked at my schedule. I had like different classes on this schedule down the list. I had different classes. You know what I'm saying, on my schedule, on my class schedule. So I was looking down and trying to find where I was supposed to go next. So like I said, it was like 238. So I kept looking for that. Then in the meantime, like also, I ran into one of my cousins, Nick. I ran into him, and we were kind of kicking it or whatever. But he was like, they went somewhere. Now this was more like nighttime. They went somewhere, him and maybe another one of my cousins, I'm not sure, but they went somewhere, and I don't know if I was waiting for them to pick me up. I'm not sure about that part, but I would just know I was dealing with them. And then there was another part where I went to this part where we were like chilling, like it was like a kind of like a party kind of section or whatever, kind of like a party section, chilling with, you know, people. There was some females that were interested in me, interested in talking to me or whatever. And let me see, that's pretty much it, man. It was just like, basically to me, like the main theme of the dream was, you know, can you see me? Can you see me flying? You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm supernaturally doing this, but can y'all see it? You know what I mean? That's the question, you know, because it's only, all the supernatural stuff is for y'all, man. Like signs and wonders and miracles and all those kind of things, those are for y'all, man. Like like Jesus, he was already saved, man. He was already saved. People who believed in him were saved, but those miracles and signs and wonders, those things were, which God promised to us, you know, in the Great Commission, that, you know, that signs and wonders, signs, miracles, wonders will follow those who are touched by the Holy Spirit, who get the Holy Spirit. So those things that Jesus was doing were not so much for him, because he was God himself. He didn't need them. He already knew the miraculous power of God.